Say again, so we start recording, or just in case. So what do you say about the Monday days, Raj?
Monday is when Monday is usually a sideways market because they're trying to set the high of the week or the low of the week.
Okay.
You know, but on Tuesday there could be a follow up to the trend on Monday, and if that's the case, then that'll be either the high or the low, depending on which way the trend is going, and then the trend will take off. So,
Okay.
but Monday they go up and down, trying to trap people into contracts. It's some of the pairs do take off, but it's that's what they're trying to do, is trying to set the market or figure out where to place their contracts on Monday.
Okay.
It's just be careful kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mondays and Fridays, I'm generally quite cautious.
Yeah. Well, Fridays are getting out, so if you
Yeah,
notice, most of the week um, the Friday close will end up somewhere close to the Monday open.
yeah, yeah. Generally, you can. I kind of try to keep track on where that is so that I can know. Well, it's not guaranteed, but more than likely the tendency is going to be come back down to this area.
Yeah. All that manipulation during the week, and they end up where they started, and that's where they're picking up their contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot the name of that video that guy put out where he was explaining some of that stuff, and he was talking about how much basically the dollar volume they were spending to move the markets a certain amount, and then it's like, well, we got all this money out there, now we've got to get some of that back in, and they start running stops and stuff. And
Right.
fascinating video.
I don't know which video it is, but it sounds right.
Yeah, I it was I think a bunch of people watched it that were on our in our group, but I'll have to look for it. If I can find it, I'll try to post it again. I forgot who originally posted it.
And that's why I was suggesting Telegram, because you can post links and files in a separate area in a folder, so you don't have to
Yeah,
search the chat.
Yeah. So maybe we're going to try to set it up, the Telegram group.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have Telegram, so I'm in
Okay.
Telegram.
yeah, I have to find it. I know of it, but I've never really used it. So
I mean, similar to Skype, right? You can do the chats and stuff, recordings and
oh,
all,
okay,
but it
Can
yeah,
can
adds
one
the
make a video talk meeting as this one? I don't
Yes, I'm doing it.
on Telegram. I mean on
Ah,
Telegram.
sorry, in Telegram. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
You can do the video. You can tape it, and then you
well, it
can
seems quite
post
popular.
it into a folder, video folder, which they have anyway, and that way you
I'm,
don't have to go searching the chat.
mm, I'm using Telegram a lot also, but I never been in a video.
I mean, there's a folder for files, videos, links.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, we
and
could make if they don't have video, we could make on meet on Skype and have a Telegram on for chats.
yeah, they do have chat.
Yeah,
They do group chat.
yeah.
Basically, what we're doing on Skype, you can do there too.
Mm.
Okay.
As you
This
say,
is
it would be easier to get to links, so it's a good idea.
Swiss is spiking in the currency meter. It's the weaker one of the weaker one. Uh, Swiss yen, but yen also is weakening. Pound Swiss. Swiss is moving, but it's not in sync in 10.
Pound yen is doing a full recycle.
On yen, okay. So if we go to the 1 hour, so we have the 3 bar here, like
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. So that's good.
And then also need to finish the 2 ball retracement.
Yeah. So we have 1, 2. So maybe it's going to make 3 here in the 15 minutes.
No, you already done the 1, 2, 3. So got to finish the.
Okay.
ball
Okay.
retracement.
So very good that you are here because like this you can affirm or confirm the understanding. Okay, so normally the stop loss could be something like someplace in here. We got some. 28.
I won't take this trade yet because you're 15. 3 ball is still, it's a 3 ball retracement that you're looking at.
Right.
So you had the two the 2 3 balls there.
This is
So
the
you're
5
waiting
minute.
for a third.
No, you're only looking at the last 3 ball. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about the ones before that. Before that is the support and resistance, right? So you have that last 3 ball. You don't have a corresponding 3 ball to finish the 3 ball retracement.
Oh, okay.
So the only 2 possibilities here. You're just going to either finish the 3 ball retracement or the 3 ball is going to get taken out, right? That's the only possibility here.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to sit through the stuff, you could pretty much trade 3 ball to 3 ball then.
Well, that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're doing the Asian session where the bars turn red, right, at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and your MACD was also red, that means it's a downward momentum. You changed it. Okay. I'll wait for him to get back on the 5 minute.
So you are looking in the pound yen for long.
No, I'm waiting for the 3 ball to finish. I'm not going to fight the H10, you know.
Yeah, this 5 minute, okay, because it can.
Hang on, just stay there. Don't go anywhere. You see the bars at the top turn red?
Yeah.
On the Asian section.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. That would be indicate an entry short.
Okay.
Right? That's the momentum catching up. That's your 4-hour momentum, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's the 5 minutes, so 1 hour momentum. So you take the trade there down to the 3 ball. How many pips is that?
That from here.
The 3 ball probably moved, but
sorry. It's 65 pips.
yeah. So go to the previous pivot on the left.
Pivot on the left. Here.
No, the Asian session itself.
Yeah, here.
No, the Asian session, just before the 3 ball, there's another pivot, right? No, just before the 3 ball.
Oh, okay. That is a round number for that reason.
No, just before the 3 ball, there's a pivot, meaning in the sense that the price came down and went up, right? No, not there. To the left.
The first
Go
3
down,
ball.
Go down. In the Asian session itself, in the box. Go down. Go to the left a little bit. Right there.
Okay.
From there to the where it started. How many pips is that?
60 pips.
Okay, so that's probably where the 3 ball was before it got lowered. But that's basically your trade.
Okay.
And then the 3 ball moved didn't move until that low was taken out then.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a similar situation where the 3 ball comes to the top. And the bars turn red because the bars probably will turn blue while this is going up to the 3 ball. And it turns red again. Then it becomes this situation where everything comes into alignment. The H4 will come into alignment when the bar turns red. And boom, value the trade. It's just patience.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about gold? 1 minute, there was 50 pips because I've taken it.
So it wasn't in sync. Actually, I was looking at. So this is the 5 minute, but never the 10-hour was in sync.
Yeah.
In the 1 minute.
But on 1 minute, one could take.
Yeah, the 1 minute. This is hard. This is change of the trend line here.
Mm-hmm.
It was pointing up. So, and then here it was very fast.
Yeah.
We missed it. That was the beginning of the Frankfurt
Yeah.
test. It was really hard to take if you are not in front of there.
Mm.
I was already almost here. Yeah, 1 to 3. So I am done for today.
Yeah.
Yes, this is really spiking.
This here is a sideways market.
Yeah. Here.
It's got to break that channel before you consider a trade.
Mm.
Dollar Swiss. Dollar is strongest and Swiss the weakest.
Yeah. I have it here, the dollar Swiss. Because my problem is that I don't know why this template and even RAS template, it has a lot of memory. So if I open like all the currency pairs, my platform crash. Mm.
You're using two monitors, right? One monitor has all the pairs and then you drag it over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How much memory do you have on your computer?
To drag it here. See, dollar Swiss. Okay. Yeah, we have.
It's most 10 pips. It's not so much.
No. It's making double top. 15 minutes.
Yeah, USD Swissy is kind of hard. When it moves, but Swissy pairs are loose pairs.
Mm.
Euro yen just took the fall down, fall out.
Yeah.
Still doing a 3-wall retracement. So this is where they start taking stops out. This is what they're doing with stop hunts.
Mm.
news today? Banks are closed. There's no news today.
No. Let's see.
Any Euro news? Nothing.
$1 is showing some divergent in a conversion in the 1 hour, and we have the 4 hour, the 5 minute. Oh no, it's not in sync. The 1 minute is in sync. It's only now it's in sync. Oh, maybe I'm going to
$1 is doing a retracement on the 1 hour.
in the 1 hour. Let's see. Yeah.
I just gotta wait for that retracement to finish to go short.
This only for your information. I have signals from a guy that he make price action strategy, and he's selling now right now pound dollar short. Yes. So he has.
The long term is short. It's just got to wait for it to recycle from the H4 for the 1 hour to take over. So your entry is on the 5 minute, but the 5 minute is also not aligned.
Right.
5 minutes basically looking for a 3-ball retracement with 2-ball on the 1 hour. It's all blue going long, right?
Right. I'm just setting my panel.
Are these the 4 pairs you guys were looking at before I joined you? CAD and the 3 yen pairs.
The Aussie, actually, we were looking the Aussie yen, the Swiss yen, dollar CAD, and what else? Yes, dollar CAD, and Euro Aussie, Euro CAD, CAD yen, actually CAD yen, yeah.
Any specific reason why you were looking at these 4?
Yes, so the reason was actually this.
You had the whole.
Yeah. So the CAD yen is really pointing down. You see, you have like make like high of the here the high of the last week in the 16 hour. You see,
Yeah.
and that's the CAD yen, and dollar CAD is also like starting to 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 to, to reverse. Yeah, to reverse. And Euro OC, yes, also is in sync going long. So, and what I like is when everything is above the zero line or below the zero line. That's very powerful because, for example, here you see everything is in blue, but everything is below, so it didn't retrace much. But here it's starting to really cross the zero line, so would be a possibility to go long. And EuroCAD also, from the daily to the 4 hour, everything is above the zero line. And also again, this was because Santiago called it, called it bring to our attention. Everything is in sync, so it seems that it can go to the below the zero line, so also could be a good one. That's the reason. Yeah. So my thinking is if we make this kind of session goes to those that are very high probability, the other maybe thinking is only focusing in a few pairs, like 2 or 3 pairs. But at the moment, I'm comfortable to 6, 12, 12, 12 pairs. So, okay. If you want to focus in a few pairs, let me know, and I set it here. And or if you want to show your own screen also, because this is white and it's not the normal setting, so maybe you are more used to Raj template. So maybe I'm going to let it. Is this one? Yeah, yeah. Maybe
No, the colors don't matter to me. It's...
Okay. Well, actually, I look much better when I have the background in white. Here, I don't.
That's fine. You don't need to change your template.
Okay. Okay, Katjen is in sync in 5 minutes. 15 minutes. This is too much.
Move the 3 ball. Took some stops out.
Have the Olleno, I think. Not yet, but
Almost like it's forming a W, multi-session W on the Canadian.
yeah.
But
Can bring that here. Yeah. Can you see my cat Jen showing the track? This is my track from the 15th to the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything is really lining up. Normally, if I'm trading here, I should like enter at this level here in the 15. Everything is below the 0 line.
Yeah.
So that would be very powerful.
You're looking for the impulse.
Mm.
Impulsive.
Yeah.
But that's basically 4 hour and above, where the impulsive alignment is meaningful.
Right.
Everything else is tradable when they become impulsive.
So that's kind of the layout for like the 15-minute or even the 5-minute. If you have impulsive from the M15 down to the H4, then that's more, you don't have, obviously the H10 is going to be much slower to change.
Right. I think what he's saying is that if, in his case, he's looking for an alignment for everything to be impulsive. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if H4, H8, I think I don't have the speed anymore, but H4, H8, H12, H16 are impulsive, you have a better chance for that day to go short.
Okay. Yeah.
Alignments. That's the way I read it. I don't have to wait for the D and I don't have to actually wait for the 16-hour, the daily, the weekly to line up impulsives. They can be read.
If you have the correct color, then you're
like that one, right? The 16 daily D2W, they're all red, but they're not impulsive. But the 4-hour, 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour, all impulsive.
Yeah.
Okay, pound dollar is making retracement here.
Pound dollar. Can you show the multiple? You know, your scanning one for the pound dollar. The scanning.
Scanning
scan
setup. Okay, let me. I have to go to another. And see, I'm going to make a picture. Because actually I have like multiple desktop. So
Oh, using remote. Okay.
yeah, so now I'm not showing that because I don't know why. So I have to come from one desktop to another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have a
so
switch that switches between desktops.
yes, I have for switch. So that's good. That's very useful. I'm going to set it here. Okay.
All
So
right.
you see.
So you can see on the pound dollar, the 4H, the 8H are impulsive, but the 10H, 12H, 16H are not.
Yeah.
So this is a mix as far as what Raphael is indicating. So
Yeah.
in his scan, I would say this is not a trade till at least the 10H, and the 10H goes below zero, and the 12H becomes zero, or goes below zero. Then it becomes impulsive for the day for the short time frames. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yep. That makes sense.
Like if you go back to the CAD, sorry for jerking around, but
No,
if you look
no.
at CAD,
Yes. Let me make it again because maybe it changed instead. Yeah. So Canyon. It's freezing at the moment. Yes, here.
okay, so you see all the way to 12H is below zero, and the 16H is pointing towards zero. So this is a much better lineup for the short term to go short.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the way. I mean, that's the way I think he set up his. I think him and Santiago set it up, but that's the way I think Santiago's mind was working. Now, if all the ones like D, D2, W were all below zero and impulsive, then you have a greater chance of
That's even.
H1 trade working out, to work into the week. So
Yeah.
that'll become a true market maker trade with a high in the high of the week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, or low of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and take it all the way to Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. That
So
makes sense.
Right now, it's not certain. That's going to
Yeah.
go that.
Yeah. It's not as high a probability.
No, because if the D, D2, and W are all impulsive, then you have actually possibility of a multi-week trade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Dollar CAD also was in sync. I think this is a pair that very likes to trade dollar CAD. So, what can you tell us about the dollar CAD, Raji? We have,
Right now,
yeah, nothing.
look at the H1, please.
Yes.
H1 is a long. Where I don't worry about that three ball. That three ball can move. So, but there's no trade set. I mean, I can't. There's no.
No setup.
Yeah, I mean, there was a setup at 5 p.m. Eastern. When the one ball finished, that would have been entry. But I don't trade the Asian session, so I wouldn't even be looking at it. So if you go to the 15, 15 gave you an entry at the beginning of the Euro session.
Yeah.
And you would be up about 10 pips right now.
Right.
And if you look at the 5, yeah, the entry was somewhere in there. Yeah. With about a 5 pip stop. And
1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, you're already up about 10 pips. So that's basically, you look at the 1 hour, if H4, H10, or H12 are aligned already,
Okay.
and the D2, they're all in alignment, then you drop it to the 5 and look for an entry. That's giving me my long-term view. If it's only the H4 and H12, then it's on a 15-minute. And if you're really desperate for a trade, then you look at the H4 and the direction it's going in, and trade the 5-minute.
Okay. Thank you, Raj.
Yeah. I myself am a longer term trader rather than a scalper.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that alignment from the H1 with all three aligned. The H4, H12, and the D2. And if not, then the H4 and the H12 alignment, then I can take it on the 15. But I try not to go lower than that. My entries are on the 1 and the 5, but I try to make my trading window either the 15-minute or the 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, I like also the 15 and the 1 hour.
Yeah.
I feel like safe and comfortable.
Yeah. It's also that, if it's on the 1 hour, then I don't have to look at it, but every hour,
Right, right.
If I have something to do, I have an hour that I can do it in. Of course, the weekly lines up that, you have a 4-hour trade. So that's different.
Yeah. That is stop loss. Example here is 53.
Yeah, there you go. See, there's the entry right there.
Yeah.
On the first red bar.
Yeah.
The only problem was the weekly hadn't turned over.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a sideways market till the weekly turns over, changes colors.
Yeah. Very slow market at the moment.
News.
No news, yeah. Okay, Pound Aussie. I was looking also the Pound Aussie. Now I see one now. Yeah, Pound Aussie is making double top here in the 15.
There's no line.
1 hour. No, it's not lineup. So, but maybe it can break this free bar here.
H10 is not in alignment. I wouldn't even be looking at it. It can do whatever it wants.
Okay.
Try not to get into a guessing game. Is what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't have an alignment, leave it alone. You miss the trade, you miss the trade.
Right. Right. That we have to be automatically.
Yeah.
No emotion in the.
No emotion. That's right. Look at the Cadian on the 15 and okay, so you see the Asian bottom of the Asian session and the bottom of the European session is the same.
Yes.
It's a multi-session W.
Okay. Yes.
So if you look at that, this should at least. This is telling us to go long. So this is a 3-wall trade long, right? But nothing is aligned for us to take a long.
Right.
So this is part of the market maker method. Is you look at the 15 and see if you have a type 1, type 2, type 3 trade.
I'm looking now the pound yen.
Yeah, pound yen is a mess.
Yeah.
The Asian session was so big, like 60 pips.
Yeah.
It's not even worth the trade. How much was the Asian session on the Cadian, top to bottom?
30 pips.
Yeah, so that's tolerable. Anything above that, you're putting yourself in jeopardy because it's
Right.
too wide a market for the market maker to play in. There are too many rules, so that's why I
Yeah,
try to keep it simple with alignments. Then I don't have to
right.
think about the rules.
It's what I was thinking this weekend about the 15.5.1, that sometimes the 4 bar in the 15 is good, sometimes it's not good because you have too many rules, like the 34 in this 1 hour or something lining up in the AO, MEO in the larger time frame. So many things that
Right.
you don't have in the chart that you have it here. So
Right.
that is what I like and love about this system.
I mean,
And
we have a filter-based system only, no Mayo or AO. Now,
right.
they do have their uses, but the AO is very, very slow. I mean, AO is basically the 34 uh, um, uh, mid-level, mid types like high plus low divided by 2. If you put it on that price, you have the AO on your charts.
Right.
You don't have to have it below your
Right.
below in the down panel. You can put it right on the panel itself. So but you'll see, and that's what you're trading on anyways, which side of the 34 you're on. So you're basically saying is the AO above 0 or below 0
Right.
when you're looking at the 15.5.1. It's as simple as that.
Right.
A lot of people like to use the 50 SMA, to tell you which way to trade.
Mm.
But this MACD tells you when it changes colors. That's a safe place to get in.
Right.
You hear Santiago?
Santiago is not here, I think.
He's not. Okay.
No, he's invited, of course, but maybe try to invite his own.
I think he could say something about his retracement that he was talking about.
Okay.
Okay, London Open.
London Open. Yeah. Let's see.
And nothing moved. So you can see it's a dead market. Even on the London Open, the pound didn't move.
Yeah. see it's very you see the Oceanis. And you Bluetooth red here in the 4 hour.
In the short trade, you just need to wait for the recycle to finish. Look at the H4 changing colors.
That is something that we cannot really simulate correctly because I was trying this weekend and well, I didn't set the indicators in several time frame. I don't know why it didn't show. So I'm playing only one time frame, like the 5 or the 1 is not easy because you also you always need to switch from one time frame to time frame to another, at least to the 15 or.
You had to open all time frames, Rafael, to get
Okay.
the other ones. Those there were the indicators comes from H4. Should be
Oh,
also open.
okay. Thank you, Renato. I'm going to try.
I tried it and it worked.
It works. Okay, good. Regular case retracing. What is your first head up,
Hello. Hello.
Raj? Hi, Santiago. How are you?
Hey, Santiago. Hey, how's it
Yeah,
going?
very good. Very good.
Hey, what? Uh, one thing I want to want to share with you guys when,
Yes.
like, every time my session's getting ready to open, and you look at the 1 hour
Can you show
filter.
you want to show your screen?
Oh no, I can't show my screen.
Okay.
I'm in the, no, but just if you look at any 1 hour filter,
Okay.
like if you look at the pound yen,
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 1 hour filter.
so you see the 1 hour. Where is it?
Go back to
No,
the
no, no.
15.
Go to the 15-minute chart.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So you see the 1 hour filter is cycling, and it's
Yes.
trying to move up. It was pretty much giving you the low of starting off with the low of the London session. So you have an idea of which way the market is going to try to push at the beginning of the London session.
Okay.
So if you are waiting, if you are waiting for a long, if everything was set up for you to go long on this, then you know you was going to get the setup early in the London session because the 1 hour is cycling into the London session.
Okay. So that means
Now,
that, for example, here or where we don't have any entry in the 5 minute, but maybe here we have an entry here, for example.
yeah, if you wanted to scalp, yeah, you can actually take an entry there.
That was a good.
But you know the 1 hour cycling is going to give you your highs and lows of your session.
Okay.
So since it was cycling at the beginning of the session, there's a high probability that the market's going to try to push up first before making any turnaround.
Okay. Good.
So that's how you can time your market. Like if you was waiting for a yellow ball to appear on top, then this makes sense because the 1 hour is cycling up, and it may give you a yellow ball on top, and then turn around to keep going sideways if it's going to be a sideways market, or break that yellow ball to continue to go up.
Right.
So you can gauge you can gauge which way the market is getting ready to push at the beginning of the market by following the 1 hour filter.
Wow.
Hey guys, I need to get this.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Very good information. We record it. That's good.
Similarly
AT&T Santiago.
on the Asian session, on that pair that we were just looking at. Which one were you looking at? You see the H1? No, go to the 15-minute.
Sorry.
The H1 was cycling down
Yeah.
on the Asian session.
Right.
No, Asian session.
Right here.
No. Beginning of the Asian session. Just draw a vertical at the beginning of the Asian session.
Here.
I don't know where your mouse went, but.
Oh, okay.
Just draw a vertical line at the beginning of the Asian session.
I cannot do that. I can. I have.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
If you look at the H1
I like
filter, yeah, go to your left, to your pink box.
Yeah.
Start of the pink box. All the way to the left to the pink box.
Yeah.
Right there. The H1 is cycling now. It actually went below zero because it's impulsive. And
Right.
your MACD is red, your yellow ball at the top, you know you're going short. And
Right.
if you took that trade to the bottom of the two ball, you've got about 20, 30 pips out of it.
Right.
But I mean, this one, the risk reward was
Fantastic.
atrocious. I wouldn't have taken it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe here or.
But when the 1 hour started to cycle up, turn blue, it was too late to enter long.
Right.
Besides, the MACD is pointing down, so you would not be in a long anyway.
Right. Okay, pound dollar. Maybe can give us.
Dollar is a mess right now.
Yeah.
Yen is losing strength. Okay. Where are you? Rest of you guys, come on. Participation.
That's good. We are improving our patience.
Yeah. That is a challenge for me.
Yeah. It's for that reason that this session might can help you. If you look that you see we are not entering, or maybe we are going to enter in a bad one, so don't get it wrong, but at least you are going to follow the rules, you know?
Yeah.
That's very important. And because it's more easy, go back and make some study when you get a trade, but you were stick to the rules, and that when you don't follow the rules, you don't know if your strategy is good or not. So that's really important at the end of the week when you have time to review all your trades of the week, or at the end of the day, and see what was good, what was wrong, and duplicate. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I've noticed is when I don't follow the rules, that's when I take the bigger stop losses. And if I follow the rules, even a bad trade is such a small stop loss that doesn't hurt that bad.
Right, because you have a plan, so it's not like an impulsive. It's not impulsive trade. It's not like chasing the trade. It's moving, it's going.
Yeah, and that's, I know I've been guilty of that. I think most people are guilty of that at some point.
Yeah, I do it. I used to do that, so I don't feel bad. So, But for that reason, that when I trade with Renata and Fatu, I feel more like in control of myself because we are all together. We are thinking all together. That when I'm alone by myself, it's a mess.
Yeah, it gets harder. It's definitely harder.
Yeah. But okay, it's really good. For example, here, if I'm by myself, I'm starting to look for a goal short.
Well, that's what at a
Sorry.
quick glance you can. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Look at the 15-minute window, please.
Yeah, it's.
Okay. Look at the H1 cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as it got that red bar on the H1, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right there. You know, it's cycling down to the low of the session.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you do your crosshairs for your cursor rather than the main cursor, you just press
Oh.
0.
And once you brought that up, Raj, I was looking at that exact same chart, and plus not only that, but you also had a 3-ball.
Right.
So there's two indications right there between the H1, which is below the 0, and you had where the Ozma came below the 0, and you had the 3-ball.
Yeah.
So
the
now
first
you're
thing you
now
look
you're
at, first thing you look at is a MACD, right? What color is it?
Yeah.
The 4-hour
Yeah.
MACD is red, so you know you're going short, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you look at is where is your 3-ball? 3-ball was at the top. So,
Yep.
okay, that's a confirmation to go short, right?
Yeah.
You don't have an alignment, but you're anticipating a short. So if you drop into the 15-minute, what do you have? I mean, you have a short, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if I usually go from 1 hour to 5-minute directly. So if you you're looking at the 5 minute,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if you're this doesn't fit the risk reward ratio, so this won't have been a trade because we move too fast. But
Right.
Yeah.
If you took it from the first red bar to the yellow ball on the open of the European session, how many pips is that?
From here to here?
No, the red bar.
Oh, sorry.
From the first red bar.
68.
No, the
Pips.
bottom of that, right? Where it closed at the bottom, right?
Right.
Or are you taking it from the top? So take it from the bottom of that bar.
Oh, the bottom of the first bar.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. 35 pips.
Yeah, so it's for one 5-minute bar or 2 5-minute bars, 35 pips. Not bad.
Not bad.
No, that's not bad.
You know, but your entry is either on the 1 minute or the 5-minute when your 10-minute is telling you, 1 hour is telling you to go short, basically. So if you took it on the 1 minute, well, how many pips did he make?
In the 1 minute, could be.
Yeah, the beginning right there. From the bottom of that beginning bar.
No,
Not there. Beginning bar.
Here.
At the top of the session.
Top of the session here.
Yeah, from the bottom of that bar.
Here.
No. We were on the right bar, right there. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
How many pips is that to the bottom?
50 pips. 55.
And where would you stop?
In the.
No, you stop.
My stop here. Right. 14 pips.
So it's a 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, you wouldn't know ahead of time it would be 1 to 4. But
Right.
you made your 1 to 4, and you should be looking for an exit at that point anyway. So that's the idea. You look at the 1 hour, which way is the MACD pointing? You know you're going short. I mean, that's the whole idea of putting the MACD on the chart itself.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't look at my filters till I have my direction on the chart, and then I start looking for
Okay.
alignments. So if you can go back to your Candian, if you have it up, okay, and look at the 1 hour chart. So you have a red MACD,
Yeah.
right, at the top of
Yep.
the chart.
Yeah.
And your 3 ball is on your left. So you know you're going short. You're looking
Right.
for
Yeah.
a short alignment, basically.
Right.
And you had a short alignment.
Right.
Now you drop it down to the 5. Okay. And if you were trading
1,
the
2,
Asian
3.
session, you had a short trade.
Here.
And if you're trading the European session, you didn't get a trade.
Right. Here we
Right.
have.
So now you're waiting for a realignment in the European session for it to finish
Right.
to start going short. So that's basically what I'm looking at.
Okay.
If the filters on the 1 hour lined up, that's great. You know, that's telling me a double confirmation, and off we go.
But nothing is lining up.
Nothing's lining up. It's a dead market.
Not even for make a bad trade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty lining up for a bad trade. The pound yen paper take off.
Yeah, it's taking off. Yeah.
And look at the H1 was blue, right? So you're looking for it to cycle up anyway.
I'm going to take off dollar cash from here. I'm going to make pound yen here.
You look at the 1 hour chart or 15-minute chart. See, the
Yeah.
H1 was already telling you that it's going to cycle up.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a short trade, you're waiting for the H1 to
Change
turn.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just scalping into sort of on the 5-minute with the H1
Yeah.
direction, you know, or the 1 minute, sorry, H1 direction. And boom.
But even like this, it's not.
I mean, your entry would be more to your left, right? When
Yeah. Right here, like this.
on that first blue bar.
Yeah. Right here. Up. Right here. And it could be here is 15 pips, so it's like here, almost take me out here. For the moment, it's not good. It's 10, 5 pips.
H1 is still blue, so it's still pushing up.
Yeah.
So that's playing within a session. If you're looking at the day, you're looking at the H4.
H4 day. 15. No, I want to go. With this system, there's no second guessing. I like it.
And the main thing in any trading system is to determine the direction that you want to trade it, and then just wait for the alignments, right?
Right.
The whole idea of the system is to give you the trend direction, and then wait for your alignments. So there's no second guessing in that manner.
No.
If you look at this Poundian, for example, on the 1 hour, you see the D2 and the W1 are blue.
Yes, and above.
So there's no way you're looking for a short on this
Right.
one.
Right.
So your long term is telling you it's still going long.
Right.
So that yellow ball might get taken out, right? So you're not anticipating a short, and H10 is pointing down. So there's no trade on this
Right.
pair, right? So I won't even waste my time looking at this pair for today.
Right.
If you look at your CAD Cadian is the exact opposite. The weekly and the daily D2 are pointing down. So
Right.
this is a good trade to go short.
Right. And I didn't see that, but you have like also diversion here.
Right. But that's it's a bearish divergence, right? So
Yes. Yes.
and then your MACD is red. You have the right placement. So it's a
Right.
combination of things you can look at. Where you can look at it at a glance and say, okay,
Right.
where's my MACD? Where's my yellow ball? And then what is my D2 and W1 showing on
Right.
the 1 hour? And they're in alignment. You know, at least you actually have a weekly trade on this. You can take an entry and just play it.
Yeah. Right.
And it's a beautiful setup. It just needs to align.
To take off the Euro Aussies and us.
See, a lot of this is because the market is transitioning, like the CAD yen. If it's gonna go short, you see it just came from a long move up.
Right.
The D2 and the weekly have changed color, but they just changed color.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
They changed color
today, pretty much. So it's always if it's gonna go down, there's always a transition period, especially
Right.
when your larger time frames change color.
Right.
When your smaller time frames change color, the transition period is not that long. Like the H4 and the H10 may not have a long transition period.
In other words, a transition period is a sideways movement. So you'll see a channel on the higher time frame.
Correct.
If you look at the H4 on the Canadian, you probably have a channel going.
It's just getting started, so it's
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it's transitioning. So you may have multiple lows and multiple highs before it transitions to go short.
Right.
I mean, there's times when the momentum is heavy and it just tanks right away. But
That's usually because of the news anyway, right? So
yeah,
and then
that's
it
because
resets
some news
itself.
it's news related.
So as an example, the Aussie yen that you were looking at before, the D2 and W1 are in opposite directions on the 1 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no 4-hour trade on this, obviously. So it'll be a 1 hour trade because the D2 and the W1, the D2 and the H10 are in sync. Right. So if you look at the 1 hour chart, your D2 and H10 are in sync. So you're looking for a short, but you're only looking for a short for the day.
Right.
And this is a 1 hour trade when the H4 comes into sync. But you take your entry in the 5 minute. If you look at the 5 minute, your H4 is blue. You're waiting for everything to line up, which means the 3 ball needs to finish its retracement, and then you get an entry in the direction you want to go. That's the thinking in the process in this system. Make sense?
Yes. A lot of sense.
But there's no, what'll happen. You know where the prices are going just by looking at the system and understanding what the filters are telling you and what the higher time frame is telling you. How many people do we have on this call?
Actually, at this moment, we are like 7 of 10 people.
Okay.
So, and of course, I invite all the Eurogroup, Mike. But maybe the time, the schedule is not convenient for them. Maybe they live in.
Yeah, I'm only hearing three people or 4 people. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Fatu
we have
joining us. Fatu can join
Fatu.
us.
Fatu has been like a week that like I don't have news from him. Maybe he travel a lot also, and
Okay.
he works a lot.
Right.
And Renata is here, and Betty Acosta joined us today. So welcome, Betty and Costa, and you, of course you and Santiago,
Okay.
and Mike, of course. So we were like looking for many systems, playing the 1551, but not everybody. Actually, I played the 1551 in the round table with really good success because
Right.
we have many, very a lot of open eyes. Everybody is calling the same things.
Right.
That is key. That we see what you see, Raj, with
Right.
this system, and we can call the same thing, and that's what happened in the round table. In the round table, we are like robots. So we know what we have to call, what we don't have to call, but we get trapped. For example, that pound dollar that Renata told you last week, John and I, we were trapped in that trade, going short and short and short. And then when I in pound yen also, but when I get to your system, no second guessing, no setup for short. No. So.
It's not just my system, by the way. It's Santiago's system. I just refined it.
Well, yes, I actually I call it Raj Santiago system. So it's what I call it. So yes, not time for second guesses.
Yeah, the 1551 is an excellent system if it's used properly.
Right.
Then it's not being used properly to its full extent. It's the way it's being used is too delayed.
Right.
You know, by the time you get in the trade, you may be at the end of a run,
Exactly.
or you know, market's getting ready to turn around. So it has a lot of potential, but if it's used properly.
Right. And something that you are completely right, Raj, in one of your videos is that we don't have any idea to set a stop loss. It's not like because you have every lining up that you are going to set 5 pips stop loss. Why you are going to set 5 pips stop loss or 10 pips stop loss? So this has more sense to me, and it's more like preparing for a past challenge in prop firm, because you need 1-to-3 ratio and 2 or 3 trades a day, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't need more. And the 1551 is like boom, it's bombing, boom, boom, boom. So I'm in the pound yen, in the pound dollar, everything. I'm a success, but I get tired. I cannot. I can be success 60% of the time, no, and all the other 40%, I blew up my account because you have to be informed to perform out. Yeah.
I tell you, the problem I had with the 1551 was the ambiguity of the entry,
Right.
and a lack of planning for
Right.
the trade. You know, I could look at the higher time frames. I want to trade that way, but then emotions and impulse take over when the price starts shooting the other way. You know, and that maybe that was just me, the emotions taking over. But in this system, I don't have to have emotions. I know which direction I'm going, and my indicators are telling me to stay patient and out of a trade. You know.
Right.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say my thought has been that, and my thought always was that the 1551 was very good, but not complete. Coming from that was really my first, what you call formal education at any of this stuff. So,
Right.
But even then I was thinking, well, it's missing something for me. And this fills in the gaps on that. I mean, I'd have to practice it quite a bit more, but I could see this makes a lot more sense because you can actually plan things ahead.
See, if you put a higher time frame syncing with lower time frames on this system, so you don't have to switch charts and things like that too often.
Yeah.
I anticipate my trade on the 1 hour time frame with the 4 filters we have there. And based on that, I know exactly which time frame I'm going to be trading on.
Yeah.
And then I know what my entry time frame is. So when I have my alignments on the filters and things like that, I can drop to the appropriate time frame, make sure that I'm in the right area or right direction, and then drop it to the 1 minute or 5 minute, whichever I want to do the entry. If I want to do add-ons, I can do add-ons on the 1 minute. Give me multiple add-ons. But most of the times you're getting 1 to 5, 1 to 10 risk reward. With a 5 pip to 8 pip stop loss. That's basically 25 to 40 pips.
Yeah.
I'm only going for 30 pips a day. I mean, why do I need to stress myself out more than that?
Well, if you can do that consistently, if anybody could do that consistently, and you knew that, I mean, that's a, That's a very good living.
I just wanted to get rid of the stress that I was feeling with 15.5. I mean, it is a good system, but I was stressed out from that.
Yeah.
I'm not a scalper, and that's the scalping system. Yeah, Gold is telling me that it's a 15-minute trade. Not even 15. It's
Which one?
Gold is a 1 minute
Gold.
trade.
Yeah.
It's not even set up on the 5 minute. This is a 1 minute setup.
Yeah. To go long, right?
Yeah. Your entry was somewhere at the bottom.
Yeah. Right here. Here.
Right there. Yeah.
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 But sometimes the H1 is not ready, so maybe it could be red.
Yeah.
It's what I experienced during the weekend in the.
Yeah, that's the changing of colors, right? Because
Yeah. So maybe
H1 on
change
the 1
here.
minute is 60
Yeah.
bars. So what you'll notice when it breaks a pivot to the top side is when it starts to turn back to blue. That's the price action telling
Right.
you that's moving.
Because anything here could be my 1.03 to 70%. Yeah. Could be like my $2,200 per day, and I'm set.
And if you really want to be conservative, then like the gold is just starting out for a long, because
Right.
the 1 hour hasn't gone 60 bars on the 1 minute. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just turning around. You wait for if you go to the 15 minute, you just wait for 4 bars on the 1 hour filter to turn the color you want, and then you drop to your trades, and that'll set the trend.
Right.
If you really want to be conservative, you make sure that your color is set before you start looking for a trade.
Okay.
I like what one time Renata told me that she's taking like a trade, like if his last bullet in his to shot, you see. So that is very important.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have one bullet, you want to waste it in a no proper setup. That's the question that you have to answer to yourself.
I mean, go to the 15 minute on this one, please. Look at the H1 filter. See, this it's not set yet. There's still one more bar to go for it to be blue on the right side
Right.
before it actually sets that direction.
Right.
And then it'll probably turn blue on the candlesticks. So, right now it's in the middle of a transition from low to high.
Right.
But once it sets that 4 bars, it's going to go for the high of the session, and you can take your long trades based on the setup. That's the conservative way to look at it. You're not worried about it changing colors on you.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have moved only 25 pips. 25 is a 50 range. The goal is it doesn't move much in
Why is that?
Europe.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why.
I'll tell you why. But go back to it. I'll tell you why.
Oh.
Look at the H4.
Yeah, it's red.
Yeah.
You got opposite colors. Your H1, H4, and H10 are not, they're all over the place. It's a sideways market.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was all red, on your left side, where you
Yeah.
took the trade on Friday, it was all red, right at the bottom, right there.
Yeah.
There's your trade.
Yeah. Right here. I took it
You took
early.
your trade early because you took it over there. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I wasn't lined up.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when it lined up
Mm.
on the H1.
Yeah.
Over
In
here, right?
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. To the right here.
But your H4 and H10 were lined. You had your direction. It's just a matter of waiting for the SIC.
Right.
Then you got out at 75 pips. You could have made 200.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Well, I made some more because I have like several positions.
Right.
So it was
You made 500 pips.
3%. Yeah, I went for my 3%. That is what I'm targeting every day. 3%.
Yeah. But the point is, when I say on the H1 chart, if you go back to the H1, the most important ones are the top three, right? So if all three are lined up, you have an H1 trade. If the top two are lined up, it's a 15-minute trade. And if nothing's lined up, you can go with the H4, which is a 5-minute trade.
Right.
Okay.
So he'll tell you exactly which time frame you should be trading on.
Thank you, Rajiv, to be here in Santiago because this is benefit for us
Oh yeah.
to understand live what we are looking because all the time I said that when we back testing in a historical chart, it's very easy. But here, everything is switching color, transitioning. So maybe I've made like 2 or 3 already bad trade today if I'm following the 1551 or something like that, So thank you.
By the way, if it's changing colors and if your stop loss is 5 pips, do you really care?
Yeah, right.
You can
Only if it's 1% risk. If it's 1% risk, yes.
1% risk. Yeah, I mean, that's a high risk at that point. So.
Yeah. No, I'm maximum for me is like 0.75, and when I get more than 15 pips, 20 pips.
I'm going to be on for another 15 minutes. I'm going to sign off.
Okay, no problem.
And that's probably when the market is going to move. It's waiting for
Yeah, the EuroCat, yeah, EuroCat was one of that was lining up in the larger time frame.
all impulsive, right?
Let me see, yeah.
Yeah.
15-minute or 5-minute? 5 minute.
Oh, no. EuroCat, yeah.
The trend was already trend was set on the H1 already. So
Yeah. Well, this is the larger time frame. This is weekly, daily, 16, 12, 10, 8, 4 hour in the EuroCat.
and InSync needs to finish 2 wall retracement on the EuroCat.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a sideways market for now.
Yeah. I changed desktop. You still watching my my uh, my prior desktop, right? The normal one. It
It's the
hasn't changed
scan.
for you.
It's the scan screen with the 6 different
Yeah.
pairs on it.
So you see the euro, see the euro CAD, euro yen, euro New Zealand, the
Yeah.
dollar. Okay, okay. Yeah, that is my track. So I change desktop and you see it. Okay, that's good.
Euro NZD is also lining up. So, I mean, not on the long term, but on the 1 hour.
Which one?
Euro NZD.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
It's a transition period, basically, or it's a retrace, which is what Santiago is going to talk about, because it's going against the long term.
Okay.
Do you guys hedge at all? Do you do any hedging? Or do your brokers allow hedging?
Yes, my prop firm
Yeah.
allow it. Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the things I liked about my Forex was their rules are fewer than a lot of the others.
Okay.
Are you
You're
taking
talking
any
about the
challenge?
prop firm, right? Mike?
My
What's that?
Forex?
You're talking about the prop firm allowing you hedging.
Yes.
Yes.
This
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Raphael and I are both in the
Yeah.
same prop firm.
My Forex fund.
Okay, Forex funds. Okay. Yeah, I haven't traded a prop firm account.
Are you going to start doing it?
I don't know. I'm a little topsy-turvy in my trading. I don't trade certain hours.
Okay.
I trade maybe 1 or 2 hours at each session. I don't know if it fits, or if I can fit my lifestyle into that.
Okay.
Well, it depends on the account. Like I think because you're in an evaluation account, Raphael.
That's right, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got an evaluation account also. So that has the minimum number of days, which is they've reduced down to 5, and then the maximum, I think, as I recall, is 30. And then they have the drawdown limits, but they've also have the accelerated accounts, which I just opened up one, and that has no time limits. It goes straight to a live funding. So I did a very small one just to try it, but
so you have to buy into it, right?
Yeah, you have to buy into it, but that's one of the nice things about it is you're limited to whatever your investment is in it. That's the most you can lose.
Okay.
So, and it scales up, and they have different size accounts that you can get. I'm trying the smallest of the accelerated account, and I have an evaluation account also.
Okay.
Which I'm still in that. I haven't quite hit my profit target for phase 1 yet, but some of that was because I've been transitioning to this new system, and I haven't been trading a lot, and I haven't been trading very, very large size either yet until I get all this stuff figured out.
Right.
But one of the reasons why I went to that stuff, I was talking with Renat about this earlier, and Costas, is I didn't have a huge account that I was trading, and I was always trying to make huge profits, and so I would have these big equity swings. I would make a bunch of money and I'd lose a bunch of money, make a bunch of money, lose a bunch of money, and this kind of allows you to have be trading a larger fund and not have to be chasing out. You can go for more reasonable profits and losses.
Right.
And in that respect, it's easier. Now I've had a transition on getting lot size and stuff down because they're larger sums than what I was used to. So anyway, that was why I decided to trade it.
I mean, the attraction of the prop firm is that you're not trading your own money. That's your valuation account that you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, even with an accelerated account, you aren't trading your own money. I mean, you put in a minimal amount to trade a larger account.
Okay.
And plus, let's say you're trading like a $10,000 account. Well, if you're trading a $10,000 account, a lot of times you're trying to scale that up and not collect any sort of income off of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're doing it with the prop firm, you can be making a small income off of that while you're building that account, and it scales up much quicker than you could on your own. Like every 10% or 20%, depending on the account, they're generally doubling. You make that gain on it, and they'll double the account.
Okay.
So you could scale it up where, like my Forex funds, you can have 3 accounts, and with their largest accelerator account, you could scale that up to where it's $2 million per account. So you could actually be trading $6 million.
I guess I have to look into it. I didn't even bother. With this system, will become very simple.
Yeah, and well, that's one of the things that makes this system so ideal for trading like a prop firm, is because it's so easy to control your risk.
Yeah.
And I had looked at a bunch of them, and I had narrowed it down to this one and the funded trader. There's probably, I think, 5 or 6 prop firms that appear to be worth looking at, but this was the one. Those were the 2 that I narrowed it down to, and I finally narrowed it down to this one, because I could have sat there for weeks and hemmed and hawed back and forth, and I just finally chose this one.
Yeah. How much does it cost to buy in?
It depends on the account size, and I don't know if Raphael wants to bring that screen up again. He can actually show you what it is, but they've got different accounts. There's the evaluation accounts, and so I've got even that I didn't do the largest. I did a $20,000 evaluation account.
Okay.
So that, what is it, a couple $100, $140.
So I'm showing in my screen. So it cost, I think, 84 for the first one,
Yeah.
139 for the second, $300 for the 50, $500 for the 100, and $980 for the 200.
Okay.
So I just did the $20,000.
Guys, sorry, I have a link where you can get 10% off.
Oh.
And leverage is 100 to 1. Okay, so it's only twice the US.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have that one. Then I also have one of the accelerated accounts.
Okay.
So I have basically the evaluation account is a demo account, and then the accelerated account is a live account.
What do you think about the Euro New Zealand, Raj?
Yeah.
I look the one. This is the 1 hour. Everything.
It's a 15-minute trade.
Yeah.
Go to the 15-minute. It'll be all lined up.
Yeah.
So it's a 15-minute trade because the H10.
Right. They say, and then go back to the 1 hour. The top 2 are lined up, H10 and H4.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
So
it's
the
a
entry-
counter trend trade, obviously, but you can make some money out of this.
Yeah.
You go down to the 5 minute to look for some entry, or
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Your stop loss should be more like here or like
Yeah.
here or here.
No, where it is.
This is 8 pips
Uh-huh.
and 24 pips is like 1, 2, 3.
Now go back to the 15-minute.
Yeah.
And pull it up, the top part. No.
Top.
No. You move the box. Go
Oh,
back
sorry.
to the 1 minute. Go
To
back
the
to
one?
the 1
Okay. To the
1
1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh,
1
sorry.
minute.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Set your box to where your stop loss would be.
Here.
So more to your right? I mean, the trade was on your right.
Here.
No. Move
Yeah.
the box. To
Ah,
the
yes.
Should move the.
Yes. Yes.
And-
I can move it.
No, move it to the right.
The right. Okay. Here. So I'm
And
going
then
to.
a little bit to the left, where your stop loss
There
was
wa-
before.
There, what do you have this thing?
Here.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So set your box with that stop loss on that side,
Here. Yeah.
where your
here.
entry was and where your stop loss is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now go to
Yeah. Something like
go to the 15-minute, and don't move your box. Just go to the 15-minute.
Yeah.
What happened?
It moved. I don't know why, but it doesn't. Right here.
Okay. Your target would be the 2 ball at the top on your left. So move
Here.
it up, right there.
Okay.
So if you move the box, yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what the ratio is here. Risk to reward. So you're going to move your stop up.
Yeah.
No.
And here.
Yeah,
Here
this
is-
is your stop loss. Your
is
entry
20. It's 20.
entry is lower also.
If I set it
Stop
here.
loss is at the bottom. Come now, right there.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
No,
Go
at that
up a little.
pivot.
Here.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your entry was also lower, right?
Yeah. It's 20 pips. Stop.
No. Your entry was lower.
Ah, yes. My entry was lower. Yes. More small. What was like here?
Yeah. So this is a flaw that if you move your time frames. Okay, then compress. Can you compress your price chart
Yes.
a little bit more, and then squish it on the. Yeah. So if you move your price target up, take your panel, your trade panel, and minimize it. Not that one. Yeah, that.
Okay.
The one on the left. Oh, what happened to your box?
Ah, I take it out.
No, don't take it out. I was trying to get you a target there.
Okay. I don't want.
Target is, yeah. Target is, yeah. Go up. Go to the dotted line.
Okay.
Up. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's 1 to 5, almost 5.
Okay.
That
Well,
makes.
I mean,
me
your
see-
entry and stuff is lower, but that's okay. It'll be like a 1 to 8 trade.
Yeah.
I was just trying to show you how to set your target, but there's a flaw in this system that if you move time frames, that you can't set.
Right. Yeah, I like it. This because Renata, Fatima, and I we were looking to set a small stop loss, but we didn't master it. We get out all the time because they were the good level to set the stop loss.
Right?
So now I feel more confident the system.
You have to remember about the spread, so it can be so tight, but
Yeah. If I'm buying, it's okay. If I'm selling, you have to take 2-3 pips margin for the
Yeah, you
spread.
add your spread.
Yeah. Okay, dollar CAD is sinking. No, in the H1.
The pound dollar has started its trek down in the session.
Pound dollar, yeah.
H1 has turned color.
Yeah, could be a good one.
It's on the high of the session. Yeah. And you target the yellow ball.
Yeah,
That's
here.
your target. Yeah. That should be a 1 to 5, right?
Yes. Actually, I am more like 1 to 4. Yeah.
1 to 4.
Okay. I think I'm going to enter.
You just wait for the M5 to
Yeah.
go.
And the trend line must be red, right? Okay, buy or hold recommendation, guys. I'm selling here. So if we lose it, we lose it. It's okay. It's part of the game. I risk only 0.25%, so it's 250, so it's okay. As you say, if you lose it, care much. But if I get here, it's 1 to 4. So dollar CAD was also a good one.
Good scalping trade short, huh?
Let's see if 9 pips.
All right, guys, it's past my time, so I'm going to sign
Okay.
off. Hopefully
Thank you,
this
Raji.
pound dollar trade will work out. I'm in it too. So
Yes, I'm registering, so I'm going to post it, and like this, you can maybe upload it in your website, in YouTube. Like this, people
Okay.
can take advantage.
Yeah, just put the recording up. I'll download it and put it in YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good one.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Rajiv.
Raj. Have a good night.
Bounce Swiss also has this high of the day, Santiago, if you are there. This is in sync now. It's 15 pips, too much. Okay, Pandora is not working out. The 1 hour, the high of the day. Change color here. 15 minutes still good. So let it be. Have I add on now? So the 1 hour change color here, so it has established the high of the session.
Okay.
So we have a trade here in the 1 minute. Again, going to add on same quantity. %. So if I lose $500, 50%. So I have, for your information, 1-to-1 break even automatic. That means when I get one ratio in profit,
Oh, okay.
it's going to move to break even 2 pips.
You can do a lot with those trade managers. I've still got to find one. I know that you put out the link to yours. I just haven't done it yet.
This one is quite easy to set and to follow. You can have trailing stop, break even, take partial take profit, stop loss, closing also if it goes against you. So
now,
really
can you do copying with that one?
I think yes. Well, we're not with that, but if you set a trade, it's going to copy in your other platform. If it's that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any open trade in your platform will be copied, and then it's going to follow what he does. If the panel closed or close partial, I think it's going to close partial in your
Okay.
your slave account.
Your MACD is not agreeing.
Yeah, the MACD is not agreeing in the 15, but it's agree. Neither the 1 minute. I asked him for that. He didn't answer. Now it's agree.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the 1
That's
minute.
the one thing about the MACD is it will change quite a bit.
Right. So if for that reason that have the big picture and the analysis to see that what is happening in market, very important.
Yeah, that's
So
I try to kind of look at that on the next higher time frame and not pay as much attention to that on the on the shorter time frame that I'm actually trading from, because the whole blocks of it'll change.
Right. This cycling is very important concept that Santiago bring to our attention this morning. So
Yes.
okay, now you see that in the short term you are looking for short. Okay? And that we have established, yes, we have established the high of the session. Okay, that is here.
Low of the day on H4, this is matching also. It's
Which so once you had the color change on the H1, then you could go into the M5 for a trade.
Yes. When you have absolutely what he said, when you are in the 1 hour and you have
H1 is a session and H4 is a day.
yes, H1 is
Yeah,
the session and that's right.
Now, on your using one entry at a time now, Raphael, instead of doing the multiple entries and just one entry and then adding on is the only time you'd add a.
Yes, because I have already my risk
Yeah,
established.
yeah.
So when
And with the trade manager, you can close a partial of that if you wanted to.
right. If I not feel comfortable, I can go here and close 50% if I want.
Yeah.
So that's really cool also.
Yeah.
It's a really good trend manager.
Yeah.
Trade manager.
Yes, it is. And that's the one that what was like a $99 or $100 something like
Yes. Yeah. One time payment. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it gives you, for example, you can close all your profit and close the losers one, for example.
Yeah.
If I want to lose this one that is not in good place, so I can do that and close this trade, and I have only this other trade.
Yeah.
And or if I want to close half of both, I do it here.
Okay.
Or if I want to close everything, I close it here, and this is the profit.
That's what you end up.
Or yes, $33 at the moment.
Oh, it's great tool.
Yeah. How do you like the setup that I have to show in the screen? It's okay for you? Is you can easily watch what I'm showing? Okay. If you want to show your screen also, that's fine for us. For me, okay.
I can only show screen. It's not that easy for me to do that stuff because I'm on two separate. The Skype and things are on a small little laptop, and I don't have a trading screen on there. So I'm not really set up to do a lot of this stuff. Even with just the normal group stuff, I'm not really set up to do a whole lot. I have a dedicated desktop for my trading, and it doesn't even have a sound card in it.
I'm going to watch very fast my track chart. Euro's still going up. See, it's breaking here. I like Euro, and now it's in sync and everything.
Euro is the strongest on Vulcano. So
yeah.
Long.
Yeah. And the Aussie is weak. So let me see if I find out a trade in the Euro Aussie. What I said here. To change for here up. It's too much. Yeah, I'm going to set a trade here. See. It's 11. Need to make it 0.25. Buy. Okay, I'm buying and Euro Aussie, no buy or recommendation, guys.
What is your stop loss?
Here.
Yeah, but how much?
Ah,
How much it is?
10 pips.
Oh, okay. Okay.
H1 is changing. H1 is like making the high of this session is change. Maybe it's not a good idea to enter. So if you enter, you don't have the signal to enter. I like that concept. Okay, now it changed. Now we have you make here the okay. I'm protecting my first trade in pound dollar.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. So it's 1-to-1 ratio setup break even.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just what you had set up in the trade manager, correct? So it just did it when it hit that point.
Yes. So when I hit it 1-to-1 ratio, it's going to activate the break even. So
Okay.
for each one is different. So the first one is it hit the 1-to-1 ratio, but the second one is not ready yet. And now it's ready.
Okay.
Now I'm protecting 2 pips in each trade. So this is a free trade now.
Yeah.
Now I have to hope it's not going to retrace and take me out. So at this point, I'm almost 1%, guys. Being patient.
You're more than 1%, 2%.
1%. Yeah, 1%. Ah, yeah, more.
Almost 3, I think.
Yes, almost 3, I think. Yeah. No,
So
because I set it 2 trades,
two
0.25,
trades, yeah.
a 0.25% risk, so it's 0.50. So if it hit, it's going to be 1.5%. And euros is taking off.
Mm.
Yeah.
You have 6 cents or 7 cents.
No. Well, I have the track. That was something that I was looking from this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
And now they have also.
Be careful, you have the third ball.
Yeah, we have a third ball, so maybe. I said the 1 to 50, 1 to. But if I want to move it first, for example, I don't know. Like here, for example, I can move to break even. Here, move a stop loss to break even if I want.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel comfortable, or if I close it.
You did already.
Yeah. I'm going to close this one. It was a good one. And I think it has potential to go there.
Oh, you didn't have to close as soon as you have break even, you could let it go.
Yeah, you're right. That's the things that I have to learn.
It's easy for me to see what you should do. Sorry.
I don't know if Costa is still with us. Costa, still you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. So I enter in the pound dollar and I still there, and I enter in EOC, and I close it because Renata told me to close it.
I didn't. I just said be careful. This could move to your target, this tray ball.
Yeah, so I took 5 pips, I think. I have potential because the larger time frame, everything is in sync. But no, but Renata, what I was paying attention is the cycling in the 1 hour. It was red. So all these 3 bar was red.
Okay.
And then he changed. So I was not comfortable because it's okay.
But they all are on the on the same side, so this was a good setup.
Everything
As
is
Rajiv says, all are above zero line.
right.
Hello.
Hi,
There you go.
Santiago.
Hey, Santiago.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm trying to work and trade at the same time, so it's kind of
Okay.
difficult.
Well, we enter in the pound
But
dollar. Okay.
yeah, I'm in that one too.
Okay. So we enter in
I'm
that
up
one
27 pips so far.
so
Oh,
far. Okay.
you entered about the same
Ye-
place
ye-
I entered.
Yes. So that's good because we are seeing the same things. And we enter in the Euro Aussie. Well, I enter in the Euro Aussie also. Everything was in sync in the larger time frame, above the 0 line, everything. So I enter here. I close it because these 3 bars in the 1 hour switch blue to red, red to blue, red to blue.
Yeah.
And I wasn't comfortable. So it spiked in my direction for 8, 9 pips. Good. And
Yeah.
I decided to close it because I think it's establishing the high of the day, for the high of the session, sorry, as you say.
Yeah.
So, and I have these 3 balls, so I didn't feel comfortable, so I closed it. But it
But
was a good,
go over
yeah,
to your 1 minute on that one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you see the angle of your 1 hour
yes,
line.
yes,
Yeah, if the angle is still if the market is fluctuating but the angle is still up, is most likely gonna continue to go up. If it's fluctuating and if you see the
yeah.
angle curving down, then most likely it's gonna change direction back to the downside. So yeah,
Okay,
a lot of times pay attention to the angle of your lines.
okay,
It'll tell you which direction the market's getting ready to turn.
okay.
Even
Sorry,
even if
uh-huh.
even
Should
even
you
if the
Sorry,
move?
color like
I want to, I'm
Should
going
you
to
move your
manage
take
this.
profit? Move
Yeah,
your take profit.
I think I'm going to move it, breaking here.
Rajiv is closing.
It's closing.
Rajiv has closed. He says he got 30 pips
Ah, yes.
because he got his 30
Well,
pips.
I got it also. So I'm going to close it. I'm, um,
36 pips on that.
I,
It's a good trade, guys. Good trade. If you're patient enough, you'll find a good trade. And
yeah,
if you trade off the highs and lows of the
that's the
session
pay. Yeah,
and see if everything sets up, you get a higher probability trade.
yeah, that pay.
So
That pay.
you want to trade off the highs and low. Like if you go into the session and you know it's going up, you want to trade off the low of that session to go along. So you follow the 1 hour to kind of guide you where you're at in the session.
Right,
That kind of helps you take counter trend trades at the same time take your trend
right,
trade.
right. I'm going now. Uh, a, okay,
Because look at the where you got that yellow ball on the left,
here.
Yeah.
right? if you look at your 1 hour, your 1 hour was transitioning. No. Look
Oh,
at your 1 hour
sorry,
filter.
sorry. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes, it's crossing the zero line.
No,
Mhm.
at the beginning of the
Oh,
London session.
oh, yes, here, yes. That is what I like it
No,
No,
about.
at the
no,
beginning.
to your left.
Ah, okay, here.
Yeah, you see where it went from red to black
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
at the beginning of the session. So that's pretty much was your low of the session, your initial low of the session.
Right.
And you knew you was going long because the H4 was black.
Right.
And if you went down to your 1 minute,
A minute. Okay.
you see the 1 hour was transitioning also on your bar,
Right.
on your line, and it started to angle up, so you could actually start looking for trades in that direction.
Right.
So you're playing off the low of that session, trying to find the high of the session. Once you find the high of the session, you need to figure out if the market is going to try to reverse or is it going to just go sideways to continue to go up.
Yeah.
Well,
The only issue that I
the
had,
1 hour.
yes,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. The only issue that we get here is that the trend line was black at this point. I entered, it was black. I entered
Yeah, but
here,
it was
it was black, and then,
but it was turning.
yes,
The
okay,
you have to look at the curve of that means the momentum has shifted. The color hasn't changed, but the momentum has shifted. The momentum is in your favor. So
right,
that's why the line is real powerful because you can actually see the topping and the curving. So you even though it's black, you wouldn't take a long because the curve is down.
right,
Mhm. Okay.
Now, if it starts to curve, if it would have changed direction and curve up, then you start taking longs again.
Mhm.
I mean, you look for setup for longs. But
Mhm.
the curvature of the line tells you the momentum is shifting,
yeah,
Okay.
right. I'm going to
and you
try
do
to
that
make a
on all your
picture.
time frames.
Yeah,
And what about
because
beginning of the session? Could we have some longs there, or we just?
Yeah,
What do you think?
there were some longs. Yeah, there was some longs in the session going up,
Mhm. Because
especially when the market pulled back.
yeah.
Yeah, if you look at your H4 and H1, we're in sync to go
Mhm.
long.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
yeah, we were looking the Euro New Zealand also, but I forget about it. So let's see the Euro New Zealand. Yeah, Euro New Zealand was taking the. We were looking that. What I love it is that we were looking the right currency pairs, and because it filtered out in the large time frame, that's awesome.
Yeah, the easiest way I find to filter out real quick right before that session starts, you see which pairs H4 and H10 are aligned.
H4, H10. Okay.
So in the beginning of the session, you find the pairs that the H4 and H10 are aligned with the 1 hour filter going and transitioning itself, hopefully going in that direction also. So you can catch the low coming in, or if the market is topping up, to catch the high.
Uh-oh.
So like on the pound dollar, you're looking at the 15-minute chart.
Pound dollar 15-minute chart. Yes.
Okay, at the beginning of the session, London session, you see that the H10
Yes.
and the H4
H.
were not aligned
Yes.
to go long.
Right.
So at that point, if you're going to trade that pair, you got to make sure the H4 and the H1 are in sync.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So you that's why you had a trade to go up.
You trade
Now,
from 5,
on the
so you trade
yeah,
from 5
you
minutes.
trade. Yeah, I mean, you find a trade better on the 1 minute than on the 5 minute, but
Mhm.
you can try to get in on the 5. I usually go in on the 1
Okay,
when I'm just
because
having the H4 and the H1
and
line up.
H1 is above 0 line for long, so it's better to go from 1. Can one
Correct.
interpret it this way?
Now you see the long trend is short, so you're going against the
Yeah.
Right.
overall
Yeah.
trend.
Right.
So when you hit the high of the day and you get back, you're not going to be in sync with the H4 yet, but the
Mhm.
H4 is below the 0 line. So you have to have the H1 30 to 15 to 5, in sync to go short.
Mm.
But you got to make sure that your 1 hour uh, line is angling down.
Mm.
No, I mean when you go to your 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that line is angling down on top on your chart.
Right. So I
The
did
MACD
that.
line.
But it didn't. It was black, but angling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, it was black, but it was angling down.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is where you can take a look at the strength meter to make sure that the market is going to move in that direction and not stall out.
Right.
So if you see the pound getting weak and the
Right.
dollar getting strong, then you know,
Right.
okay, everything is lined up. I'm good.
Yeah. I have to make a picture of this capture. Let's show you what I have. Oh, everybody. I have in my laptop this. You see the exotic, Mike? I have gold. I have all the others, and I have the volcano.
Did you pay for this, or did you? Is it free?
Yeah, this is a rent one because I have gold, so it's 120 a year. Yeah, something like that. 120 is very expensive, but I like it because it has gold. So you see, it has some momentum, and you have Fibonacci in there. So when you have extension, this is the 250, 40, I don't remember. Fibonacci, this is the 100 and the 75. So you see that they are overextended. So now you can expect some going long when he get to the magenta that is really extended, and you have the dollar that is really extended, and that stick to the fact that the pound dollar is really in a uptrend, and this was a retracement, but it's overextended, and now it's going to come back to the trend, and this is maybe changing and reverse now to the upside. So well, you can make a lot of interpretation of that. That's I like it.
Yeah, I never seen one with the gold on it.
Yeah, it's called exotic.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the same that the 28 currency meter pro, but at the end you said it as exotic. Let me show you.
Well, you can put gold in the 28 Pro.
Yes, you can make everything,
But you have
anything.
to buy it separate, some gold, some exotic in extra.
Oh, you have to buy that extra.
No, it's not the extra. You can buy or rent
Exotic.
this by itself.
But you can. I bought exotic with gold, or you can
Yes.
change the exotic.
You can change
Or
the exotic. Yes, you can set the, but you can so only show one exotic, like the
Yeah.
US 30 or a Nasdaq or anything you are showing, silver, but it's going to show only one exotic in this
At
one.
at the
So
time.
yeah, at the time, yes. Going to look. Show.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking when I had it muted, but
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
that's
Mike. Yeah.
oh, that's all right. That's all right. I had it muted, but yeah, that was it is basically the same thing that you were talking about, Raphael. There's the currency strength 28 Pro, and then there's this one, and you can run one exotic pair on it. They're priced quite a bit differently, but that's the best of the currency strength meters that you can put an exotic pair on. I think maybe even the only one.
I was using this 2 years ago a lot.
This
Then-
one is this one.
Bernhard.
Currency exotic.
And then I went
Basic,
away
right?
from it and come back when you guys were starting using it.
Okay.
He works a lot with currency meters. He has a dashboard, or what do I know?
Yeah, you used to tell me that you are familiar to their products. They're
Mm.
good.
But it's expensive. It's only renting. It's
Yes.
once
Yes,
a
Yeah.
year.
expensive.
So when I
The-
ran out of time, I didn't renew it.
Right. Look at the track.
Yeah, I don't really care for the rental programs. I'd rather just buy something outright.
Euro was really in sync, going up. And okay, last 15 minutes of the window. I call this the window. And that is when Asia market is going to close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Euro Aussie is a prime example. Pull up the Euro Aussie.
This is the 1 hour.
Yeah, not just the 15 minutes, fine.
Okay, 15 minutes. So we have, I think
I look at this coming in, even before the London session starts, and I look at the 10 and the 4 in sync, and that's one of the pairs I will pick to the side and be like, okay, this one is a potential
right.
For a trade, and at least for the London session, it was good for the Asian session, and it looked like it followed through in the London session.
Right.
Or at least at the end of the Asian session.
Right.
So that's how I pick my pairs. I try to get the ones that 10 and the 4 are aligned, because that's going to give you the momentum for now.
And
regardless,
they're on the right side of the zero, isn't it? Are you looking at it
yeah,
on the right side of the zero? To the buy?
No, it doesn't have
above?
to be. It doesn't have to be on the right side. No.
Okay.
The as long as they're both moving in the same direction.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be on the right side.
Okay.
A lot of times when you wait for it to get on the right side, it especially if you're waiting in a session and you're waiting for it to get on the right side, the market has already moved away from you.
Okay.
You prefer it to be on the right side because that's it's higher momentum, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
I just need to find that the 10 and the 4 are in sync to go in that direction.
Okay. Thanks.
Like if you go to the previous day in the Asian session, you see that the H10 was below the zero line, but the H4 was above the zero line. So you're still taking that long trade when it hit the bottom, the low of the session. Yeah, you're still gonna try to take that trade long because that's in sync in that direction.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a quick way to go through your pairs and know, okay, this pairs should give me something in the London session because the 10 and the 4 are in alignment. Sometimes the 4 is not aligned yet, but it looks like it's getting ready to align, and that's when the 1 hour momentum will push the H4 into alignment. Yeah, the H10 and the H4 alignment is good for the momentum that's going on, for the day, for each session.
Okay.
Regardless of what everything else is going on, you could have the rest of the week short, and those two are long for that session. That's the way you trade in that session.
Okay, and that's based on color, not so much side of the zero line.
Correct. I mean, ideal situation is always an impulsive move, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, if you go look at the Euro NZD, go to the 15-minute chart. That's a pair I didn't really look at today. But you see the H10, H4 aligned. So that's a pair that I will put and just wait for a setup.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then you can catch your setup early in the session. Excuse me, guys.
If you could master this high of the day, high of the session, you would be much better traders, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when I first started building the system, the whole idea behind it was how it was to try to catch the high and low of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole idea behind it. Everything else just started falling in place after that, as
Mm-hmm.
far as the lower the session, higher the session, and getting everything in sync.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that just came afterwards. But my first criteria was to try to pinpoint a high of the day and then trade off of that. So I figured if I can catch the low of the day and trade it to the high of the day, I'm pretty got the bulk of the move
Mm-hmm.
of what no matter what the long term direction was doing,
Mm-hmm.
I can come into a trade and just find the high, trade to the low, find the low, trade to the high.
Mm-hmm.
So you will always be in the trade, or at least always, you know, in a tradable situation.
Yeah.
Like I will come and put that pair back up, the pound dollar. Like I will come in the Asian session
Mm-hmm.
and I look at my 4 hour chart, my 4 hour filter, and the Asian session, the beginning of the day. No, the beginning of the day. Yeah, and go to the 4 hour filter. Is that your 4 hour filter? Oh, okay, yeah. So I know I was coming in from a high from a previous day.
Mm-hmm.
So as coming off a high the previous day, I know I am looking for a low the next day. And then when the Asian session comes, I use the 1 hour to find the high of the session. Right? Find the high of the session. So that's telling me now I'm in sync with the 4 hour that's trying to find a low. That means this is the high of the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the high of the Asian session and the high of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And now all I'm doing is looking for lows for the low of the day. So I potentially may have found the low of the day in the London session because it was trying to turn black. So I would trade that to the top, from the low of the London session to the high of the London session. And then after you find that and you see that you're at the high of the London session, is the market trying to turn around and go short again? Well, yeah, it's trying to turn around and go short. So now I'm looking for going back to the low of the London session, or making a retracement or whatever it wants to do. But the H4 has turned red again, so I'm still looking for the low of the day.
Mhm.
Now the H4 turns black and you get another cycle up on the 1 hour, then you could be at the low of the day and the market's going to come back up. And that could be a transition period in New York session to see how everything sets up. If it's going to set up to go down again, or is it going to just reverse? And we have found the low of the day. So if we do find the low of the day in this area, then you pretty much traded from the Asian session, the high to the low. So that's basically how I started off as far as trying to trade the system, and then tweaking it and getting everything more time frames in alignment to get a higher probability trades and stuff like that. More synchronization.
It's crazy how accurate it is. I mean, I just need to some time getting used to it all still. But I mean, to work with it, and it's insane how accurate it can be.
Yeah, it just takes a little while, because it took me a little while, and when I was telling other people about it, they was looking at me like I'm crazy. You can't catch the high and low of the day. I said, you can try it. I mean, it's in essence, you know for 100% sure that the day is going to give you a high and it's going to give you a low.
Yeah.
No ifs and buts. There's nowhere around that one. How you find it is the tricky part, or how you interpret a market. If you get caught up in a lot of moving average and this is supposed to go this way, then you lose focus of what the actual market is doing.
Yeah.
And all the market is trying to do is find a point where the market makers, feel like they've had enough and trying to turn the market around.
Yeah.
Well, just the little tips like watching the M15 and looking at the H4 and the H10 for those to be at least color aligned is a big thing to keep in mind. That there's all these there's just little things that if you have to keep those straight, then everything else overall is very simple. It's just a matter of getting used to checking these things in the correct order.
Correct. It's like if your H10 and H4 are not aligned, then it's strictly just following the H4.
Yeah.
If the H4 is going against the H10, then if you're going to decide to trade that pair, you strictly just going in the direction of the H4. Wherever the H4 is going, that's the direction you're trying to trade. You don't want to try not to trade against it.
And you think you should probably trade a little bit smaller lot size and looking for smaller trades then also as well, because the two are basically working against each other.
Not necessarily, because you have, as long as everything is aligned in the direction of the H4 and you catching it off a low or a high, then you have a good risk to reward ratio.
Okay.
So you will always have a good your stop loss is going to be low, so you can continue. I mean, you can reduce the. I mean, if you feel more comfortable, you can reduce your lot size just because it's not the highest probability type of trade.
Yeah.
But if you're trading off the low of a session, then you're looking for the high of the session, so it's going to give you some kind of movement. It's going to give you a certain amount of pips, and you got to look at the average of pips within that session. That's most likely what's going to give you.
Mike, and absolutely, I was risking only this 0.25%. I entered twice because I have two signals, one, so 0.25% risk, and I have another signal, and I have an add-on, 0.25%. It's 500 in a 1,000 account, or 100,000 account, so it's nothing.
Yeah.
And it gives me almost 1.5% reward today.
Yeah.
And that's more to enough for pass any challenge.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to master the lot size, and yes, you can increase it. You can play 16, 20 lot sizes because your stop loss is really tight, like 4, 5, 7. So that is what we need to master, the stop loss, where we are going to set it. And
if you have the trade manager, it calculates itself, so it's so good.
Yes. So
Yeah,
this is
that's
a good
lot
one.
size. It calculates lot size, so you just have to decide your stop loss. I have another manager which I bought for $600, which does this thing. It's game changer when you have the strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need this strategy that we hadn't, because with the 1551 was quite hard to play with the panel, but with this strategy was very good. So you see, so I play like almost 7 lot size in 2 trade, and my risk was $500, 0.50%, and he become 1.5%. That's more than enough to double your account every month. Double, not 2 double.
Yeah. Well, that's what's, this system, it makes it the prop firm stuff so much more reliable and much more higher probability of passing and maintaining the account.
Right. Okay, guys, I'm going to close this session. If you want to keep going, I'm going to let it open if you want. I don't know if I can do that, but I think if I close it, it's going to stop register because I was registering. Maybe you can call again if you want. Now I have to go.
Well, thanks, Rafael.
No, thank you guys to be here. Thank you, Santiago, for this, for coming and help us to be better trader.
And thank you for calling the video conference, Rafael. This was a good idea.
Yeah,
we can get better all together.
Yes, I think we are going to register every day, and everything is not interesting. We're going to repeat many things, but we can go directly to the trade that we took that day and some other issues. For example, the 410 is very nice to write it down and make it inside the plan. At each time we start a session, look your 4 and 10, and something. Those they are very important for the group, I think.
And Santiago, Rajiv, thank you. I don't know if Santiago is hearing. Thank you for coming to the video session. You give so much input. Thank you. There is a lot of things to learn still.
Yes.
So every comment is welcome and very good to help us to learn it.
Yeah, the good thing is that we are all here learning, and we want to pass the prop firm, and we are showing live that it's possible. Okay, so a good thing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a set a goal to have it be kind of one of the more successful groups that are all trading the prop firm stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you next
Yep.
time.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Thanks.
Prof.
See everybody
Bye.
tomorrow, and I'll be up and back on the other group if just on Skype. So I'll be
Okay.
up for quite a while yet. So anyway, have
Okay.
a good evening.
All right, guys. Hey,
Thank you.
hey, I got a suggestion for you guys.
Yes.
It's like like before the session, just pick 6 good pairs
Mm-hmm.
where everything is where the H10 and H4 are aligned,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to stick with those to see if you can find some good trades.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then just follow those to see and kind of see how things transition, so you can learn how to see the transition when it gets off of sync. Do you have a trade if it gets off of sync or not, or do I have to wait? Again for it to sync up. You see the whole transition as things develop. I mean, it'll be easier if
Yeah.
you could just monitor just specific pairs, and just pick 6 of the best pairs that you think might move in that session, and just go from there. You may have 2 or 3 trades at one time.
Yeah.
That's set up perfectly.
And if I may say something, this Ken's heat map, it picks up those currencies which we were finding out. So maybe we could support ourselves from. This is another way of currency meter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can.
Okay. Why not? Of course, everything that help us to choose the good currency pair is welcome, I think.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, guys. Thank you
Alrighty.
very much. I'll be around also, but I'm going to stop the recording. Okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
Talk to
very
everybody
much.
later. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.